Hello. I'm going to give folks a few seconds to go ahead and hop on the scope for today. For those of you guys, hey there, hey there, hey there. Hi, everybody. I'm going to give people a few seconds to go ahead and hop on the scope. I had a couple of technical difficulties just a few minutes ago where I couldn't, for some reason I was having difficulty getting set up with my iPad, but never fear, I'm ready to get started. And hello, everybody. I am Aaliyah Mims. I am a success coach, and I help my clients clarify their purpose and create strategies so that they can live the life of their dreams. Today, I'm so excited to kick off my 7-day Tap Into Your Success Challenge, where we're going to have 3 major results. The first thing that we're going to do is have clarity of purpose. Then second thing that we're going to do is audit where you're off track. And then we're going to talk about how you're going to build momentum with your purpose. So before we get started talking about the 7-day Success Challenge, I do have a few things for housekeeping because it's a little bit different from my normal scopes. So the first thing that you need to know is that you are absolutely going to need something to write with. So if you have not grabbed a pen, a paper, a Post-it or something, you're going to want to keep track of all of the steps of this challenge because it's going to be quite involved. However, I do promise that we are going to be out of here in about 30 minutes, so I'm not going to keep you on very long. So the other piece of housekeeping that I need you to know that's very different from our times before is that for today, we're going to use the comment section as another note-taking device. So what I want you to do is as you have nuggets, as you have ahas, as you have a quick summary, I want you to go ahead and drop that in the comment section because people are going to be joining at different points or they're going to be watching this on recap, and that's going to be very helpful for our people to see the summary. Also, it's going to be helpful for yourself just to make those nuggets stick. And then the last thing is that I am going to ask you guys for the purpose of today to go ahead and hold your questions until the end. I have a lot of content I'm going to share with you guys, and I want to make sure that I get everything out, and then I might end up answering some of your questions later on in the scope. So that's going to be something that's a little bit different. So the quick housekeeping is you're going to need something to write with. You are going to, I'm going to ask you to leave your comments and your notes in the actual comment section, and I'm going to ask you to add your questions to the end because I'm going to be zooming through and I probably won't be pausing very often to take your questions during the scope, but I promise to get to it at the end. So without further ado, let's hop on to your Tap Into Your Success Challenge. So, I forgot to tell you this part. At the end, I have a special free offer for you too. That's something new and something exciting that I'm happy to share with you guys. So make sure that you stay all the way to the end. And if you happen to leave the scope for whatever reason, make sure that you come back and watch the end of the scope so you can get that part too. Don't worry, it's going to be free. Okay, so the first part of the challenge is really going to be identifying your talent and identifying your passion. A lot of people get overwhelmed with this first part because they have really broad interests, or they don't know that what they're doing is a gift because they feel like, I'm not a dancer, I'm not a painter, I'm not a singer, I'm not doing something exceptionally rare, so I'm not sure what talent or which gift I need to be focusing on. I want to give you 2 definitions of talent that's a little bit different from our typical norm of the way that we think about talent. So I have my notes right here, so that's why if you see me looking down, that's what I'm referring to. The first thing I want you to think about, a new way to think about talent, is a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior that can be productively applied. So I'm looking for my first person to go ahead and drop that in the comments. So as our first notes, a talent is a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior that can be productively applied. Another way to think about this is, what questions are you the most skilled at handling? That's what your talent is. That's your gift to the world. What are those questions that people come to you frequently with? And what are the questions and scenarios that people want you to help them solve? That's the part of the challenge. So for your first part, I want you to ask yourself, what reoccurring patterns that I typically have that I am applying in a productive way or that I can apply productively? What questions do people ask me to solve? And then what are the places that I frequently show up to serve others? And if you're stuck, I really do want you to go for your first challenge. And I want you to ask 5 people in your circle, 5 people that you interact with regularly, what questions do I frequently help you solve? Or what problems do I frequently help you solve? because that's going to be the place for your talent that I want you to focus on for this week. I know my multi-passionate people. I have people on here that are great blog designers, and they're also great crafts people, and they can crunch numbers really well, and they're a jack of all trades. For the purposes of this challenge, I want you to focus on one talent, and that's going to be the place where you are the most effective and that you have the greatest impact. Okay? So that's challenge part 1. And I need you to write these things down because I am going to hold you accountable to it. All right. So the second part of the first part of the challenge about defining your talent is going to be defining who you can serve with that talent. A lot of times in the service industry or in blogs or in life coaching circles, we frequently talk about our target market. What I want you to do is I want you to think about the target market in this way. When you look at the questions and the problems that you can help solve, I want you to think, who will benefit the most from you answering those questions for them? Who will benefit the most from your talent? It may not be the people that you're currently serving, but it might be a different type of person that you might not have considered. A lot of times we get stuck in that trap of, well, these are the kinds of people that I always work with or that I frequently interact with, but they may not be the person that will benefit the most from your talent or from the problems that you can help solve. So here's what I want you to do in thinking about who can benefit the most, who's going to be your target audience. I want you to think about, what is the age of the person? I saw somebody do a screenshot, and thank you so much. I'm looking at it from afar, so thank you whoever's dropping the questions in the notes in the comments. So when you think about the problems that you can solve the best, what is the age of that person with that problem? What's the ethnicity? What's the income level of that person? What's the location? What is their occupation? What's their religion? What are their skill sets? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? All of that's going to help you figure out who you need to be showing up for to solve their problem. So let me just recap the first part of the challenge. I want you to define your talent, and I want you to define who is most likely to have that problem that you're going to help them answer. Okay, so are you guys with me so far? I saw some notes. I know you're furiously writing it down, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat it for you. For the part 1 of the challenge, define your talent and define who is most likely to have that problem and is ready to receive your answer. And that last part is really important, who's ready to receive your answer. When I first started off life coaching about 2 years ago, I saw a lot of people with a lot of the problems that I was helping to solve, whether it's relationship issues or finance issues. But what would end up happening, and I'm just being really honest, is that those people would start off having sessions with me and they wouldn't commit and they wouldn't finish, or they would listen to the advice and say, yeah, you're right, but not follow through. And what I had to learn, and I just learned this step about 4 months ago, is that those people weren't necessarily ready to receive the answers. And so I had to do a little bit of work to figure out what are the attributes of someone who is ready to receive the answer to the problem that they have. And then it helped me to focus who my target audience is. So that's an essential part. All right. So there's a second part of the challenge. And just like I said, this is only going to be about 30 minutes and it's a 3-part challenge. So the second part is I want you to build a place for people to come with their problems and for you to give them the answer. I want you to build a place for people to come with their questions and for you to give them an answer. So this is what you should be thinking about. What social media platform would appeal to your target audience? Because not everything is for everyone. And if you followed me before on my website, aaliyahmims.com, you've seen me written about my different thoughts about Periscope. But I want you to think about, for the people that would take advantage of your social media platform, maybe it's a Facebook fan page, not your regular personal page, but a fan page or a business page. Maybe it's Periscope. Maybe it's a blogging group, or maybe it's Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter. It might be a variety of platforms, but for the purposes of this 7-day challenge, I want you to pick just one because we're going to make some quantifiable outcomes. You might also need to do some research and think about the different places where your people are going to be. And if you get a little bit overwhelmed, just simply think back, where are the places that I go to get my questions answered? Where do I go to seek new information and to seek new knowledge? Because that's going to give you a clue about where your target audience is as well. So for the second part of this challenge, I want you to figure out where are the people at that most likely have your problem, and where are they going to go to get the answers, because you're going to just do a very simple 30-minute platform to engage them there. So to recap for that one, where are your people and where can you serve them with an answer? All right, you guys staying with me? I see some more hearts, so that must mean a yes. Thank you. I see the notes dropping down, so I know that's a yes too. All right, so for the third part of the challenge, I want you to clear the noise and focus your time. So I'm going to say these parts really slowly because this is a multi-step process, but I will tell you this is a process that has saved me the most time ever in these last 2 months, because I was guilty of spending 20, 30 hours on really unproductive habits. And I know if you're here, this must be you too. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to make a list of your accomplishments for last year. If you are a current business owner or a current entrepreneur, I want you to think about what are the accomplishments in your business. If you are just thinking about starting a business or thinking about launching into your talents and your gifts, I want you to think about what your accomplishments were for last year. So here are some examples. Maybe you are someone that can make insecure people feel really comfortable in a new environment. And you don't have a business about that per se, but perhaps on your job or at your church or in your community circle, you do have a certain list of things that you've done already in this past year where you've been able to serve in that gift. If you are a business owner, for example, I know someone here is very, very skilled at photography, and she's also skilled at being a taskmaster. I want you to think about the places that you've had some accomplishments last year. Okay, so that's going to be the first part of that. After you think about those places where you've had accomplishments, I want you to make an exhaustive list of all of the activities that went into that accomplishment, good or bad. So for example, last year I was really working on my blog versus my website. So when I looked at my blog, I made a list of every time I did SEO research and all of the graphics that I created for it. I made a list of all of the different communities I was a part of in order to drive numbers. I want you to write everything small to great about what did you do that helped you accomplish your goals or have that accomplishment from last year. Here's going to be the hard part, and it's going to take some honesty on your part. After you have a list of, you took your accomplishments and you broke it down to all of the mini efforts or the mini activities, I want you to highlight just your top 3 activities. So you might have a list that goes from 17 to just 3. What are the top 3 activities that had the greatest impact? And you can measure that impact in terms of people served, revenue generated, skills gained. What are the top 3 activities that you did last year that had the biggest return on your time? Because this is what I'm going to need you to do. Anything you didn't highlight, I need you to stop doing. That means you might have to stop writing those blog posts. That means you might need to stop creating those graphics on Canva. It doesn't mean that those activities need to go away, but maybe you can find someone else who is very talented in that area and outsource those activities to them. I want you to look at how to stop doing those things that don't have the impact that's going to get you to be effective in your skills and in your talent. So, this week, clear your calendar, create action steps that are only around those top 3 activities. And when you create the action steps that are around those top 3 activities, I want you to write them down in 30-minute segments. So for example, if you are an executive assistant, and maybe something that's really helpful for you or something where you have the biggest impact is having discovery calls, you might want to break that down into activities such as a 30-minute activity might be generating a list of leads. Another 30-minute activity might be writing a pitch. So you're going to break everything down into 30-minute action steps that are surrounding those top 3 high leverage activities. And I want you to actually put it on your calendar this week. All right. So I'm going to recap the top 3 things that you're going to do and tell you how I'm going to hold you accountable to it, because this is a 7-day challenge and we're going to report in next Sunday and next Monday. Hopefully, if you are on this scope, you are already a part of my premium community on Facebook. Show up for success with Aaliyah Mims. If not, go ahead and search for that on Facebook. And I think the link is already in my profile. Again, Show Up for Success with Aaliyah Mims. And you're going to report back to us. 1, what is your talent and your audience? 2, what platform are you focusing on? 3, what are the top 3 activities that you're going to be focusing on this week because they generated the best success last year? And here's your bonus. This is going to be the measure of your success. When you think about that platform, I'm going to challenge you and me to grow that platform by 10% in the next 7 days. So that means if you already have 500 followers, I want you to bring it to 550. If you have 100 followers, I want you to bring it to 110. If you have 0, I want you to kill it with your first 50 and then add 10%. That's my challenge for you today. So I'm going to recap again. You're going to report back over the course of the next 7 days. I'm going to hold you accountable, and you're going to report back in that Facebook group. What is your talent in your audience? What is the platform that you're going to focus on, because that's where your people are and that's where you're going to best serve them? What are the top 3 activities that you are going to concentrate on this week? And then what is you're going to tell me, you're not going to tell me what your goal is. You're going to tell me, I killed it, that I hit 10% growth on that social media platform. This is what I do know. When you do all of these steps, not only will you have tangible impact and tangible traction, you will feel more successful and you will feel like the star that you are. The feelings come as a result of the action. And I am so excited to be your partner with this. And now in these last few minutes, I'm going to take your questions, and I'm happy to repeat or re-explain or go deeper in any of those challenge steps that you like. So without further ado, let me hear your questions.
Amaya Murphy.
No questions? None? You're either furiously writing or I was so super clear that it all makes sense. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that it was very clear. When I was preparing this scope, I had so many different ideas for this challenge, but I really wanted to focus on the things that I knew that you can have tangible traction in 7 days. I also didn't want to make this a 30-day challenge, because I know that a lot of times when we have 30-day challenges, we're super energized and excited for that first week, and then the doubt and the fear might kick in, and we haven't quite developed the habits yet of being 100% successful, and we get off track. So I wanted to create some quick steps that you can do in the next 7 days that I know is going to have the biggest impact for you right now in your business and in your personal life. So that I'm glad that that was clear and helpful for you. Laura, I see that you just jumped in. Your name is a little interesting, so I'm not quite sure what that's about, but I'm getting ready to end the scope. And if you are interested in hearing the steps, Laura, I definitely suggest you go back and watch it from the beginning. Who is that, Becca? I'm glad that you like the 7-day concept. I'm really excited about this too, because you guys, I'm going to be doing this right along with you. I never want to give you any steps that I'm not willing to take myself. And so I'm so excited. Fleeta, I'm so excited that you're here as well. Excuse me, you guys, I'm in my other office, and so the phone keeps ringing. Fleeta, make sure that you go onto our Facebook group, Show Up for Success with Aaliyah Mims, so that we can add you into that group and we can help cheerlead each other along and keep each other accountable, because you guys know I will come for you and I will check on you. You will not go unseen, and I will make sure that we are successful, because I really want all of us to win. Oh, and I almost jumped off without telling you guys. Thank you. Without telling you guys the free thing that I have for you. So Two parts. One, I'm in the middle of a major rebranding. I'm so excited for you to see my new website. Oh, thank you guys. I'm so excited for you guys to see my new website. Like, I've been showing everybody today because I just cannot contain my excitement, but it's not ready yet. It'll be ready in about 2 weeks. However, if you go to my website, aaliyahmims.com, and you go to the tab that's called Book a Session, you will see that I have a new application there for discovery sessions. So as a treat to you, if you are on this scope, I'm giving away just 2. So literally just 2. I have spots for 2 discovery sessions this week. So if you are serious about having traction in your personal life and in your business, please be one of those two people to complete the application at your time matches my time, because I only have 2 slots available. But normally my discovery sessions are priced at $75. But this week, and because you're on the scope and because you're part of my Show Up for Success group, that I am giving away 2 spots for that. So again, that's aaliyahmims.com, and you go under Book a Session with me. All right, so if that's it and you don't have any other questions, thank you guys for joining. I look forward to seeing you show up, and I look forward to seeing you not just show up, but show out. I see Seti Gives, you just joined. Seti, oh, that's my friend Lisette. I know that you just joined onto the challenge. Make sure that you go back to the beginning and then you get all of the steps and you get the ways that we're holding each other accountable. You know that this scope will only last for 24 hours. So if you're driving, if you're driving or you haven't been able to take all of the notes that you want, absolutely go back, because I've given very detailed instructions on how to complete that. So without further ado, I see you guys on the other side, and I can't wait to see all of us win as we create the life of our dreams. Thank you, everybody.